Will you mute people as they come on, Michelle? Especially Carla. No, not Carla. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm sure people are going to come on as we go. Carla runs off. Just in time, Carla runs off. So I am Doug Gilmore today. He's actually in the Ukraine, so I'm leading for him. I actually just talked to him. I think it is like 3 a.m. in the morning there or something. And he's like, I can't sleep. I said, oh, good, because you're going to need to get on the call. You're leading tonight. He's like, oh my God, what do you want? I'm like, no, I'll do it. So I'm leading for him. I am, what do you need to know about me? I am Beth Gilmore, and I love Isogenics. And that's about it right now. So, so what we're talking about today is it is week 5, and it's joining the most effective way. So how many of you guys that are on the GoPro thing did this ahead of time? Anybody? It's really only Carla, Diana, and Brent. Okay, you did it. Of course, Michelle did it because she's perfect. So, okay, so here's the thing I'm going to tell you about this. Go back and do it because the conversation is really, really great. And I'm going to tell you, I hated it from the moment it started because it's all about how to join network marketing, join Isogenics in the most effective way. And here's what he said that I hated. The first thing he said, if your company has packs or levels that you can start at, you should start at the most expensive one. So how many of you started at the $1,098 ultimate pack? Are you lying? Yes, she's lying. Okay, did anybody start with the ultimate business builder pack? It was called $1,098. No, none of us did. Do you know what the PIB on that thing is? $150. So here's why he says that. So I immediately was like, okay, how am I going to train around this? Because I kind of think that, you know, like people can't afford that and blah, blah, blah. Well, what Eric Worre was talking about is if you start with the assumption that you're going to be successful. So what that means is you really own being successful, that you're going to figure out how to do the business as you go. You're going to understand the compensation plan. You don't need to figure all that stuff out ahead of time. You just need to go with it and have a good mentor and trust that you're going to be successful and understand it. You also need to assume that you are an important leader in your community with an important story that needs to be told. You need to assume success and that you will be known by the home office. So like Kathy Coover is going to know who Carla is. Kathy Coover is going to know who I am. She already knows who Brent is, so we aren't counting him. But that you will be known by the home office. And to assume success, assume that you will be invited to speak at company conferences because you will be successful enough that they're going to want you to share what you're doing. That's how Eric Worre says you need to start this business. And if you are assuming success, then you're going to start with the best pack because it obviously is set up for you to start your business because it's called, well, it's not called Business Builder anymore. It's called Ultimate Pack. But it's the Ultimate Pack for a reason because it has everything that you need in it to, number one, get an amazing product experience, which is what we're talking about next week, is about becoming a raving fan. So it has that. It also has enough product for you to share and sample at launch, at your launch party, which if you're starting this business if you're starting Isogenics to actually start a business, $1,098 is not much to start a business. Now, I know for me, I wasn't planning on starting a business. I actually wasn't planning on using Isogenics past 30 days. I bought my brown box, which was the middle pack, the one with the blender. I bought my brown box, right? I bought that box knowing that I was going to do this with my daughter for 30 days. We were going to split the products for the first 2 weeks and then I'd get her more later. But I was going to quit and then send my pack back because it wasn't going to work. So how do you think I started Isogenics? Like, it is really just by a whim that I was successful, because I started assuming that it wasn't going to work. So it really is a miracle and a testament to the products that it's been 5 years now. And now we're doing this as a side hustle, making good money as a side hustle. So you need to assume success and own that. And if you're doing that, then $1,000 investment is not much, because you could literally make that back in your first month or two if you have that mindset. But one of the things that Eric Worre talked about in this whole kind of training was about how we all have minimum disease. And that was the thing that I thought was the most amazing. Like, what's the least amount that I have to pay to get into this business? How many times have you thought that or said that? Like, I know I sell people like, okay, well, it only costs $300 to get into doing this. Like, $300 for a month of product isn't bad. But do you know what happens when I start going, okay, the value pack is the best deal. It has vitamins with complete essentials, with isogenesis. It has this and this and this. Then typically most of the time, they go with that when you start at that. But if you start at the minimum, everyone else is looking for the minimum. And so you're going to create a culture of people who do the minimum on your team. They order I can't tell you how many people. I have a team of, 705 or something. That are people under me. And I can't tell you how many of those people say, well, so if I buy the first pack, the first month, I buy the $300 pack, I don't have to spend that every month, right? What can I go without? Some of us don't even sign people up on packs. And that's because we're already starting out assuming that people can't afford it or it's too expensive. What would your business look like had you gone, this is going to change health in my community, and therefore I'm going to invest $1,000 so that I can get the best product experience possible? I will tell you, when I started, I didn't buy the value pack because I was like, I don't believe in vitamins. Who doesn't believe in vitamins? That's so stupid. And do you know, Heidi Fannin didn't say one thing about it. She believes in vitamins. I said, I'm not going to pay $150 extra just to have fancy pee. And she didn't say anything about it to me. And I'm throwing her under the bus, but I'll say this to her face, so I think it's okay. Now I'll tell you that I use the vitamins every single month. Do you know why? My weight loss results are better when I'm using the vitamins than when they're not. But I didn't start out with vitamins. I didn't use vitamins for probably a year and a half. I think the first time I used vitamins was when I got them for free. So that whole minimum disease was what I think was the most important part of this training, because it really was an eye-opener to me. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to tell people to buy the ultimate pack for $1,000. Who's got $1,000? You know what? I can promise you that you can figure out how to get $1,000 if you're interested in starting a business and starting it out the best way possible. I'll tell you, we found $10,000 to do a training program that we couldn't afford. And now we postpone our vacation so that we could afford it. And now we're actually going on vacation in 2 weeks because I'm making more money than I have in probably forever with Isogenics, and even in my coaching business. So it's all about starting with the assumption that you're going to succeed. And we have to, on our teams, for starting with ourselves, on our teams, we have to smash that minimum disease. What's the minimum I can do? What's the minimum this, the minimum that? If you're somebody who is interested in going full out, making money in this business and producing your own personal results in this business through your health, weight loss, energy, then think about what kind of benefit it would have given you to start out with $1,000 investment. You know, the thing about network marketing, why there's so many people that hate network marketing is because there's so many people who do it poorly, because it costs $100 to $300 to come in. So the price of entry is low, but that means the price of exit is low too, because all of us have wasted $300 before. So if after a month it didn't work for me, I knew I could send it back, but I also knew that I'd wasted a lot more than $300, so it wasn't a big deal. Now, had I bought that $1,000 pack, how much more do you think I would have been invested in losing weight and also getting my ass in gear to do a launch party in the next 7 days? Because I want to make that money back. So if you're sitting down with somebody, you know, we're talking about a different conversation too. These are all business builders that are here. And if I have somebody that's going to start the program, I'm going to say the value pack is the best deal. It's a system. Here's why it all works together, da, da, da. But if somebody's starting a business, I can tell you the next person that comes to me that's interested in doing Isagenix as a business, I am going to have the first conversation I've ever had about buying the ultimate pack. And here's the thing, what comes in that is like 8 shakes. Okay, our family uses more than 8 shakes in a month. 2 bars, cleanse day snacks, all the basic stuff, but then it also comes with brain and sleep support. We use sleep support, but we've never tried the brain boost. How am I going to sell the brain boost if I don't know how it works and I don't believe in it? It also comes with ageless joint support. I use that stuff and I sell it. So pretty much if you aren't using products that Isagenix is selling, you're not going to sell those products. So if you didn't buy a value pack, how are you ever going to sell one? You know who sells value packs all the time now? Heidi Fannin. She always sells. She's really shifted that. And that is, she's great at that because she believes that you don't want to start with the minimum because you want to have the maximum results. So what, if you're assuming success, then what you need to start looking at, you know, most of us, all of us are already doing this business, you know, like we have been in this business, some of us for 5 years, 10 years, you know, there's a couple people on this call right now that are newer, but we've all been using products for a while. Some of you came into Isagenix using collagen, which is also great, but I would really recommend that you start looking at what are some of the other products that you could try, because you're going to meet somebody like, for instance, Michelle. I'm going to use Michelle as an example. If Michelle is using collagen, she's going to come to me and say, hey, do you want to use collagen? And I'm going to say, you know, I don't know if I care that much about collagen. Really, my weight's an issue now. How is she going to say, well, let me give you a solution for weight loss if she doesn't know anything about shakes and has had no product experience? So it's really important that you don't have to know everything about all of the products we sell, but you should have a product experience in each area. If you've never used the skincare line, buy the sample pack and try it and see what you think. You know, if you're using skincare already, why wouldn't you buy it from your own back office? And it's great. I use it. It's awesome. If you're using workout stuff, buy it from your own office. So that's one of the things that I thought was really, really great is you have to know that your team is going to do what you do, not what you say. So if you are doing penny every single day and you're demonstrating that, they're going to do that. If you're selling value packs and you believe in vitamins and the value of that, then they're going to do that. But if you're living inside of a minimum mentality, then what you're going to get is people that say, well, what's the minimum that I need to do here? What's the least amount I can spend? And I've had people ask me that. And Brent has done great training in the past about this, that if what you do is start with their goal. So if Heidi had started with my goal and said, well, what's your goal? And I would have said, well, I want to weigh under 200 pounds. She would have said, okay, so that means that you're going to need to lose 180 pounds. So if you want to lose 180 pounds, that's a huge result, and you can do it with the system, but you probably are going to need to invest in something that is going to give you everything you need. And that's the value pack, not the shakes and ionics that you want to spend because it's $220. So how important is that goal to you, and why is it important to you? Again, assuming success. As human beings, we are not wired up to assume success. So people that you talk to are going to, people that you talk to are going to be going, well, this is what I want to do. What do I really have to buy all that other stuff? Yes, you do. You need to start with a system. Isagenix is a team of doctors, nutritionists, and experts in vitality, health, and energy. And what they say is this system, nutritionally, is what's going to have you be able to lose weight, feel better, age well, etc. But I think sometimes we're so afraid to challenge people, and we're so afraid to push them, that what happens is we get people on our teams that are doing the minimum because we're afraid to get them to do the maximum. And really, that's an issue with us. That is a huge issue with us. And I never sold value packs for probably the first 3.5 years I was doing Isagenix because I didn't believe in vitamins. I mean, that's so stupid. I'm not a doctor. I'm a business coach. What do I know about vitamins? But I didn't believe in them. So that's the thing, is that if you start elevating your conversation, then you will start elevating the people around you. And so the challenge this week is for you, if you haven't printed out the blueprint, the workbook, it's really important this week that you do that, because there's a lot of homework that will make a huge difference for you if you print it out. So I will I'll bring the link to it in Working from the Beach back up so you guys can see it. But if we're assuming success, then we're willing to invest the most. And that means the most money and the most time. So if you're not using vitamins, or if you're in this for the long haul, for energy, health, weight loss, all of that, if you're not using the vitamins, or you're not using some of the other products, it's really important that you try them. Isagenix offers a money back guarantee, even for us. So if you've never tried the vitamins before, buy them and use them for a month or 2 or 3. I will also tell you that with the collagen, I didn't even know what collagen was when it came out. And what I did is I bought a 60-day pack for me and a 60-day pack for my daughter. And both of us started 2 bottles a day, because I wanted to be able to have a good product experience and see results before I was sharing it with other people. And our results are phenomenal. But it's because we are willing to invest $400 in our first experience. And now 5 years later, I know that the best value is to get a 60-pack, 6-pack, and then do $2 a day and then go to the next. So what do you think the people that I'm selling collagen are doing? A 6-pack for the first 30 days and then going to 1 bottle a day. So it's all about you want to start asking yourself, what is the maximum commitment that you're willing to start putting in? And if you want to be somebody, I'm going to use Carla as an example because I know what her daily habits are. But if you want to be somebody that is making $10,000 a month in Isagenix, then doing Penny at the minimum every day isn't going to get you there. She works her butt off. Like Carla worked her ass off. She works from morning to night. And we kind of talked about that last week or the week before, the last week or the week before about, are you, how do you want to do this business and that kind of thing. But you really need to look at what are your goals. So we're going to start out the assignments are on page 25 and 26 of the workbook. And again, I'll pin it to the top of I'll get it back up to working from the beach at the top so you can get the link if you haven't printed it out. So the first thing is write your goals and dreams as if they're already done. So assuming success. Then fill out page 25, which is looking at what is your commitment. And this is both financial and time-wise. If you want to create an empire and retire your husband and make $10,000 a month, then probably Easy Does It 3 days a week on Penny is not going to match that. You're going to have to work like Carla if you want that. So there's all these different things, number of teammates, number of new customers, daily, weekly, monthly, and annually. So you're going to fill out page 25. Then page 26 is look back at how you started this business, because all of us have been doing this business for, more than a week. And is there anything you need to fix? So if you started out like with the basic pack, do you need to buy the vitamins and start the vitamins? Do you need to change your conversation in the organization, in your organization, with your people, with your leaders, and with your soon-to-be customers? Do you need to change it to get rid of that minimum disease? And then once you get the goals done and you start looking at how you need to change kind of the culture of your line, your organization, then look at, do your weekly and monthly commitments match what you're committed to? If not, how are you going to solve that problem? And then the final thing is, what tools do people need? So the people that are under you, what tools do they need? And how are they going to find them? Most of ours now are on isogenicsbusiness.com, which you have to sign into with your same username and password. So they're really easily and really nice and laid out. But listen, if you have somebody that is on your team that is doing vendor fairs, then show them where they can get brochures, where they can get a tablecloth, that kind of thing. Because depending on how someone is going to work the business, there's different tools that they may need. If somebody is buying, if your business is basically, if you're a salon owner and your business is around collagen, then you might need to invest in 2 6-packs of collagen besides the one you're using so that you have it on hand. Because right now, there's a 10 to 14-day wait for collagen. So you could give someone a box and go, repay me when your 6-pack comes. But if you start from assuming that you're going to be successful, it changes the complete trajectory of your business, how you interact with your team, and how you interact with your customers. So, questions? What questions do you guys have? No questions?
Hi, it's me, Carla.
Hello, Carla.
I do work my ass off, but it's still there. Look at that sucker. What I was going to say is that that's a really hard thing for me to do, but I'm going to do it. And I know Sally's going to do it because she texted me. She's already got a person to do it. We're going to do it. But $1,000 investment in a new business. I mean, so this is people that come to you and say, I want to do the business.
For sure. I want to do the business. This is something I want to try as a business.
But if they just want to, they're like, nope, I just want to be a customer, then we start with the value pack.
Absolutely. Start with the value pack.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because there's no reason to start someone with the ultimate pack, which is what it's called now, unless they're starting a business, because it's really designed to give you, like the premier pack to give you an experience of the vast majority of products.
So we need to determine that. when we talk about goals, we need to bring up that they might, are you looking to make some money? Are you,
Yes.
like that needs to be part of the first conversation.
Yes. Or is
So
this
that's
something
tricky.
that you'd like to turn into a side hustle at some point?
Is this something you'd like to turn into okay, which, I mean, of course the answer can change, but.
Right. And they may say no and you say, cool. But then when they come to you and they say, hey, I am thinking I could really make some money doing this as a side hustle. Then you say, okay, great. So we need to get some product. We need to get you equipped to do that. And then you look at what are their goals. So I think Mary Ellen just asked in the chat something about if we started with, what do we do now? I think you look at what your customer is. Like my customer base is mostly collagen and weight loss. So if I'm not using the vitamins, I'm going to start using the vitamins. If I'm not using Natural Accelerator every day, I'm going to start using Natural Accelerator every day. I'm going to start using the products beyond just the shakes and ionics, because I will tell you, if somebody comes to me and says, I just want to buy shakes, I just want to get 2 things of shakes, I say, no, thank you. This is not something that's going to probably work for you. Now, if you just want to have a shake because you're replacing like your Premier Protein that's in the fridge and you're just going to have a shake every day because you're already doing that and you just want something up leveled, then that's one thing. If you come to me and you're like, I really want to start losing weight, buying 2 canisters of shakes is not going to do shit for that. Pardon my French. So you really need to start being committed to people's goals instead of trying to get them to buy something, because it changes your perspective, right? Carla, what was the question you just typed in? Oh yeah, we all know how to show people to earn $1,000 back for sure.
I mean, that's the manager. Just you can get to manager in a month as soon as you decide, so you can recoup your investment.
Yeah. And Mary Ellen just said, she bought the value pack, so that's what she sells. Of course. Of course, Any other questions? So I'm going to challenge you to look at page 25 and 26 of the workbook and look at your business and really sit back and kind of reevaluate what your goals are. Who's your audience? What products do you need to have a product experience with? Because if everybody in your life is 50 or above years old and they're creaky and they're sore, you need to have an experience with the joint support system. I can tell you that right now, because it makes a difference. If you are working with athletes, then you should be trying every single product that we have. And just like Mary Ellen also put in chat, it's a really, really great thing to use the analogy of a system. We have systems for healthy aging. We have systems for performance. Stick with the system. They know what they're doing. I'm a fat girl that coaches people. I don't know what the hell a vitamin is good for. When I started, I have no idea. And you need to be willing to call people out on that. I don't believe in vitamins. Okay, why don't you believe in vitamins? Well, because it seems like a waste of money because all you do is pee darker yellow. Well, our vitamins aren't like that. They're pharmaceutical grade. They're absorbable. They actually help create thermogenesis so that you burn more fat when you're using our products. It's an important part of the system. If Heidi would have said that to me, I would have bought the damn vitamins. I would have. Because I could have returned them anyway when they didn't work. So don't be afraid to challenge people. I know as a business coach, there's a posturing where when I'm coaching people, I find out what they're committed to, and then I become a rabid dog with that commitment. Like if they say, I want to do X, Y, Z, and I go, okay, great, what's stopping you? Well, I'm afraid to do X, Y, I'm afraid to do 1, 2, 3. And I say, great, tomorrow you're going to do 1. What time is it? Are you going to do 1? And then I want you to text me back. And then they go and they do 1. People are looking for people that hold them to a higher level of performance. People don't want to live a minimum life. People want to have the maximum. Nobody says, oh, what do you want to do when you get older? Do you want to be happy or do you want to just feel mediocre about your life? No one says I want to be mediocre. So you have to introduce a solution to them that will help them be extraordinary. And don't sell them something that's bullshit. Know your products and believe in them. All right. So any other questions going once? Because we're just about, we're over 2 minutes. All right. Next week is April. Hopefully April knows. Becoming a raving fan. There she is. Becoming a raving fan. It's week 6. So the fantastic and amazing 1 year older April is going to be leading our call next week. Okay.
Okay.
And I will put the workbook is really important this week, is that you go to page 25 and 26 and get that done. And then I'll post, once I do mine, I'll post a thread so we can see each other's, because I think that would make a difference. All right. Okay, party people, have a great night. Go buy those vitamins.
Goodbye.